Aum Sri Ram, and welcome back to another episode of My Sai in 100 Years of Sai. Our next guest is someone who has been part of the Sai organization for over 30 years, and in that time, she has brought not only her dedication and service, but also her unique gift of humor. She has served in so many roles, such as secretary, assistant ladies convener, the very first chair lady, vice president, as well as part of the devotional wing, Balvikas guru, bhajan singer, and ever reliable coordinator for our events. But beyond the titles, what really shines through is her energy, her ability to fit in with children, youth, and seniors alike, and most of all, her laughter. Swami often told us that life is a game. Play it. And Aunty Sheila is someone who truly lives that message, finding joy in seva, sharing smiles at satsang, and reminding us that humor is a part of devotion too. So today, in our theme, Life is a Game, Play It, let's welcome someone who has brightened many lives in our Sai family, Aunty Sheila. Aum Sri Ram, Aunty Sheila.
Aum Sri Ram donation. Aum Sri Ram.
Okay. So, Aunty Sheila, let's start with your journey. How did you first come into the Sai fold?
Okay, this is the way I came. I was on my way home from work. I met one of the Swami's Divine Spark. While chatting, she asked me this question: are you going to join me at satsang this afternoon? Well, for me, satsang was like a big word. I know we say service. So I said, okay, I hesitated and I said, okay, I will join you. And that day I did go. So I went on that day and we went to Bidaro temple. I was there for the past 3 weeks. Then I met Auntie Molly, our late Molly. She told me that we're having a meeting at her house on the Sunday. So I attended. And at that time, I didn't even know dress code. So from that very day till this day, I've been in the Sai Centre.
Okay, and which year was that?
That was between 89 and 90.
Sure. Truly, Swami's words, life is a game, play it, are at the heart of today's theme, right? What does that mean to you personally?
Okay, being the first chair lady, it was a very, very challenging task for me because my team, there were 6 females and there was 1 male. And so I thought one day, I said, if I'm doing Swami's job, why must I have fear? I stood tall, I broadened my shoulder, and I carried on with the job. I faced the devil and I played the game.
Perfect. So, Aunty Sheila, do you have any funny or light moments with Swami? Whether in your dreams or darshan or personal experiences
Yes, I
that
do.
you could share.
I dreamt about my dad. He was standing behind a photograph. And at that time, my friends already had booked their tickets. And I had this urge, I want to go to Prashanti. So what I did, I wrote a letter. And you know, those days you put a letter in the envelope and you put a stamp. I put the Speedy Express. So after 2 days, I see my boss visiting us. So he was talking to my mom. And then he called me. And he said, Sheila, I've granted you your leave. And he gave me an envelope. And that was like, he sponsored the ticket. But then I told my mom, I said, the whole day I've been with him, he hasn't told me anything, didn't even tell me that he's visiting me. So it was a secret between Swami and my boss. And that was the dream. But it was in reality that I visited Swami.
Inspirational. Was there ever a moment where Swami's Leela left you laughing?
Yes, he did. I would say it was 2010. It was 29. It was a Ubuntu time. And we were quite busy doing the bags to take to Prashanti. So anyway, on that particular day, I said, Swami, no, I am coming up there. And then all of a sudden, I see, like Swami looked at me, from that photograph, and he just smiled. I didn't catch up. What was it? So that was something that told me, no, Swami, you are omnipresent. Because on that day, I looked this way, I see looking at me. I looked the other way, I see. But it was that smile that made me laugh on that day, to give me an answer, you know what, sorry, you cannot go.
You mentioned Ubuntu, and Ubuntu is something I've found, even Uncle Morgan in his interview, is very precious to many devotees. Can you share any experiences you had during Ubuntu? What was Ubuntu like for you?
Unfortunately, Swami didn't take me there. Reason being, he knew that something at home is going to happen, and my mom passed on that time.
Okay.
So I was not gifted to go, let's say that.
But you still did a lot of work.
I did the 2010. Yeah, I did the work. I did the work.
He knew he needed you here.
Yeah, he needed me here.
Aunty Sheila, has Swami ever surprised you in a way that made you laugh and feel loved at the same time?
Yes, he did. It was 2004. We had the inauguration here. So, being the first chairperson and having no knowledge of things, and they invited dignitaries from the national team, right?
Yes.
And that was Dr. Reddy, Brother Reuben, and I am this little shy person. They can't even, say hello to them. I went home that night, took the book. I went home and I said, Swami, I'm just going to leave this at your feet. And the next day, the function happened, and I met all these people with laughter. They were just laughing and saying, you know what, so good to see a lady conducting all this. I felt, like Swami was there to do these things for me. So when Dr. Reddy cut off the ribbon, he said, you know what, this ashram is going to grow from strength to strength. And I feel his words were true.
Also, you said the night before you left it at Swami's feet and he took over from there.
Yes.
Do you think sometimes we take spirituality too seriously?
Yes, sometimes we do. Because sometimes our talk is so serious over here. Most of the time the devotees come here. They come here to share their pain. They come here to take the good vibration. We need to show our love and make a devotee or make devotees feel comfortable. Sitting there, if you share a joke, you're actually exercising. People just wake up, they want to laugh, they want to scream, they want to share that moment to their neighbor. So I feel sometimes we are serious and we need to soften this part of it.
I think sometimes each speaker is in their own mood as well. So each speaker speaks in a different at a different level. But that's why we have Uncle Devan who has laughter yoga for us.
Yes, that's very true.
I think we need to practice more laughter yoga.
Laughter, yes.
Aunty Sheila, how does Swami's playful nature remind us not to be rigid in life?
Okay, his smile tells it all. If you look at his smile,
yes.
What it says, you smile, you adapt, you adjust, and you carry on with your life. That's a message I can give.
Swami's smile. How can families bring Swami's joy into their homes?
Okay, they can have playful meditation, playful bhajans at their house. They can have the Sai quizzes that we have got books. They can even have jokes, singing songs. They don't have to sing the vernacular. They can sing English songs with Sai's name there. And that will bring the family together.
I think we're a little lucky at Hillside. Our devotees really love the English bhajans.
Yes.
Do you recall any light-hearted stories from Sai literature or devotees that always makes you smile?
Yes, I do. I read this Chinnakada book, and there this guy went looking for a job, but in vain. So he came home and he decided to do something. He found a number plate, and on that number plate he put the FO, FS, FO, FD. So those people that were passing his house asked themselves the question, where is this degree? What degree is this? So they were so curious about it that they entered this house and asked this guy. So this guy said to them, you know what, I can't go house to house and tell you all about my personal problem, but I need help. I need to help this family. So that FOS, FOD, it means father of 5 sons, father of 5 daughters. I need help to look after them. So that made this guys, laugh and walked out. He should have, told them in a different way that, I'm looking for a job. But he put it as a stamp onto his door.
His problems.
Yeah.
How does humor help us connect with others, especially in seva activities?
Okay, you can promote laughter, joy, bring them together, can change people's moods. You can show them love, care, and also tell them to do what you are doing. Make them feel important, make them feel special, and that will create more joy, more happiness, and they want to come back to the center.
Making them feel a part of the activity and part of the family as well. Aunty Sheila, if Swami were here today, how do you think he would make us laugh?
All he will do is say, change your kestrel face and start smiling.
Sure. That's one quote I always relook at. You mentioned you've obviously visited Prashanthi Nilayam quite often. Can you share any experiences you've had and any personal experiences with Swami in your visits from the past?
Yes, I have. Swami took my letters from my Balvikas children, and when I sent the message to Uncle Morgan to pass it over to the children were just screaming and laughing and say, Sai is here with us, Sai is here with us. So when I phoned him the next day, he said me, I did pass the message to your children. That really made us, quite happy.
I think you were Balvikas Guru for the year that year.
Yeah,
the coolest.
The coolest, yeah.
And finally, Aunty Sheila, how would you describe your Sai in 100 Years of Sai?
Okay, first I will use my mom as an example there. And I went and visited her in the hospital. She asked me this. She said, Sheila, going to the service is more important than coming to see me. So if my mother had that much of love for Swami at the last stages of her life, so how much more would I have? Because he is my mother, is my father, is my God, is my everything. And I can tell you, Swami loves me and I love Swami 2 bits.
You've definitely shown Swami is your everything.
Everything.
So, Aunty Sheila, we've come to the end of the segment. And I just want to say what a joyful journey you've shared with us. Your stories remind us that laughter is not separate from spirituality. It goes hand in hand. In fact, it's one of Swami's sweetest gifts to us, right? Thank you once again for joining us today and brightening our hearts and reminding us that Swami's presence in life is always full of joy.
Jai Sai Ram.
Jai Sai Ram.